Hello and welcome to the ActiveGraf product strategy use case demo. I'm Laszlo Balassi, founder and CEO of ActiveGraf. If you're viewing this video, you probably have some idea of the key features and value proposition of ActiveGraf. If you are a product manager, a senior executive that has product responsibility, or anybody involved in setting product strategy, this video is for you. Firstly, we size the market opportunity. Secondly, we set growth targets and product investment strategies, and then we evaluate the impact. ActiveGraf is uniquely suited to doing this kind of work because it gives real-time feedback for data-driven decisions. As you can see, we have a chart on the left which shows the revenue composition of all of the products in this given market. And with ActiveGrafs, you can always click in and out of whatever data series you want to see and let the conversation guide what you're looking at rather than having several pages of the same type of information. And here we'll click on the market. So with our ActiveGraf spider chart, we can see the composition of the overall market in terms of revenue by product. So 20% of the revenue comes from loans in this case. Mortgage products are 7% and so on. On this spider chart, we can overlay our example bank, which is a fictive bank we've made up in this market. And we can evaluate the footprint of the bank as it stands today and where the white spaces are relative to the revenue composition of the market. Here we can see a few things where, a few elements and a few products where we're behind. We're a little bit behind on loans. We're significantly behind on mortgages. And we are significantly behind on transaction fees. Well, it would be silly to be higher than the market in concentration of low ROI products, so we can overlay an ROI index that shows us which are the high ROI products. This shows us exactly the white space we need to look at in an interactive way. We can just look at the example bank loan performance isn't so concerning because the ROI is low, but here is a product, transaction fees, where the ROI is very high and we are way below market concentration levels. So that gives us a good indication of where we should focus our product strategy efforts. Now we switch to the dashboard, which uses ActiveGraf to allow for an immediate discussion and decision on strategy, rather than it taking months to do the same kind of analysis, iterate, negotiate with the management team of the bank. ActiveGraf literally cuts months down to hours by allowing anybody to run even the most complex calculations regarding to market segmentation, product segmentation, and so forth. Now, in the previous slide, we've already established that transaction fees are underperforming in the bank. And here we have a dashboard that shows the controls of revenue and market share as we revise them for a new strategy. It will show our overall impact here. This is the overall market share of the bank, which is at 4%. And of course, we haven't revised our strategy, so it's the same for both revised and original. And again, the footprint of the revenue concentration and revenue composition. And again, they are the same for the revised as well as original because we haven't changed the strategy. In ActiveGraf, it's incredibly simple to iterate and do what-if analysis. All we need to do is to take our charts for transaction fees. This is transaction fees consumer revised and corporate revised. And that's what we're going to change now to show a new strategy. Also, I've chosen revised market share to be on the chart right now to inform us as to when we get to 3.9%, because it stands to reason that a good strategy would to just bring transaction fees to the overall market share level of the bank. It's very, very reasonable. So here we go. We'll just click on the element that we want to change, the consumer revised transaction fees income. And we're going to do this until we get the overall market share. And we take corporate, we take overall market share to 3.9 times. We can just keep iterating in whatever mix we'd like. And ActiveGraf does the rest. So here we are at 4%, roughly correct. So we have now taken transaction fees in consumer and corporate up to the level in our revised strategy that the overall market share is today. And immediately, ActiveGraf gives us the information as to what the results are and what impact we're looking at. In other words, we have a revenue increase of 23% by doing this, but based on the cost-income ratio of that product, we do have to budget $12 million per annum for the cost side of generating these revenues, leading to a sustainable EBIT of $11 million. It also will take our overall market share from 4% to 4.35%. And it will change our revenue concentration footprint in this way. As you can see, ActiveGraf is incredibly powerful in allowing senior management and decision makers of any type to make data-driven decisions in a very quick and easy way. Also, don't forget that these charts are easier than standard spreadsheet charts to create, and therefore creating these dashboards is effortless. Using them to iterate and develop what-if scenarios is as easy as clicking and dragging charts. Thanks for your attention.